You'll lose 2 kilos. I want to be 110. Okay. Alright. Woo! Hold it down up. 109.9. Wait.
Oh, 103.9.
Fatso! Fatso! 109.9. Yeah, before all of this, I was 110.4. That's made weight.
No.
What are you?
145 plus 1.
Team.
Shoes up.
Play needling.
What would be it? Let's cut the beer for 2 years.
Well, I dropped to 1.4.
What'd you drop to?
153.
Did you? Yeah. Bro, you had your hand on the bubbler.
No, I didn't.
And your hand's heavy.
Yeah, see? Yeah.
Fuck.
There's a lot in 150.
Bro. Hello and welcome to today's episode of, I don't even know what it is, bench press session with Australia's best bench pressers. That's going to be in order of heaviest to lightest. Reese Keane, best bench press in competition. 250. What weight class?
140.
So I'm the next here, and that's 110 kilo class, 240 kilo bench. Kevin Yuan, 100 kilo class.
222.5.
Is that the Australian record? That's what we're talking about here. Okay, good. So we've got 3 record holders in 3 lift powerlifting, and that's all we're referring to today. And we have someone who's still running on Islander time, and that's Big Vasa.
It's actually coconut time. You're being politically correct.
It's okay if Kevin says it.
It's okay if Kevin says it, we're just going to leave it there. So that's apparently it's coconut time. So he's a little bit late. We're going to start without him. He's actually the strongest bench presser of the lot. He's a super heavyweight, Australia's best bench presser of the powerlifters, that is, with 270 kilograms. Don't think he's there today, but we're working towards a very similar competition day for all of us, except for Reese. When's your next comp?
1st of March.
1st of March, which is how many weeks out from now?
8 weeks today.
And the rest of us are 11 weeks out from today. So we're all in kind of similar situation. And today, for the video, we thought while we're all benching together, we'll do a number that we can all achieve, which is going to be 200 kilograms, and it's going to be an AMRAP session. Kevin and I had a gentleman's agreement that we're going to do just 1 set. Is that right?
Yes.
Good. Okay. Prediction. How many reps on 200 today?
7.
7? That was my guess for you as well. My guess was 7 or 8. How many reps?
3.
That was my guess, and 5 for myself. My guess for Vasa was 10. Now, we're going to see how he operates. The first time I met him, he warmed up on 180 kilo bench press, which was, that's I don't even know how he does that, but whatever. He's a different guy. But he's late today, and we're not going to wait for him. So we're going to start, and tough luck, Vasa. You start when you get here. Okay, the way that we like to warm up is by training our opposing muscles. So bench press is push, so we're just doing the pull. We like the lat pull down because it teaches us to put our shoulder blades in the exact position that we want to put our shoulder blades in through the entire bench press, which is not here, in that position there. When the bar's on the chest, the shoulder blades are retracted and depressed. Another way of thinking about that is we're pulling our shoulder blades back and down towards the back pockets. And the lat pull down is the best exercise. So a lot of people think about pairing a horizontal push, which is a bench press, with a horizontal pull, which is like a row. But what I like about the lat pull down for the bench press is the vertical motion of the bar path helps us depress the scapula. That's one of the most important positions for scapula or the shoulder blades is depression or down towards the back pockets. The reason is it activates the lats. And the lats are very important in stabilizing the shoulder. We'll do a few sets here. Pun intended, that's very funny, Reese.
Thank you.
Did you hear that? I don't think anyone heard.
So I'm feeling very depressed after that. Not really, not today. Today's a good day. After depressing was done.
How are you, man? Happy New Year. So that's Big Vaso, you just saw the size difference. What are you weighing at the moment? 100 kilos? 100 kilos, you reckon? give or take. So this is Vasa, seeing as though we got the opportunity to introduce ourselves. 154.9 kilos. What's your best bench pressing comp?
270.
270, which is Australia's best in 3-lift competition. Also training for Pro Raw in the super heavyweight class, which is going to be the day after. So Kevin and I are both going to be competing in 110 class. You're competing in the 140 class in a different competition, and you're going to be in the super heavyweight. And if you don't win, you're off the team. All right, so we're doing some warm-ups. Can you please jump in and do a set of that pull downs? Thank you. So Vasa, 200 kilo AMRAP is on the cards today.
Sweet.
How many reps are you doing? Prediction?
No idea.
So I've predicted Kevy's doing 3, I'm doing 5, Reese is doing 7.
I'll do more than Reese.
Okay. I predicted 10 for Vasa, but last night the excuses started. Did you take your Nurofen today?
No.
Okay, so what was the excuses, Vasa?
Finished work at 3:30 this morning.
Say that again?
Finished work at 3:30 this morning.
Okay, that wasn't the excuse that I heard last night, but it's
Penis elbow.
he's got another excuse, which is penis elbow. Care to explain what that is?
It's like a pain that starts in there.
Yep. Caused by what?
Caused by low bar squats.
Right.
Pretty much the whatever that motion is.
Okay.
And then it travels all the way up there, and there, down to the penile.
Okay, so it's something that powerlifters have to combat is squatting and bench pressing in the same week. Heavy low bar squats usually cause a lot of pain in the elbows and the shoulders, and it's something that we're all kind of combating at the moment. So Vasa has it, I have it, Reese?
Not Kevin, he doesn't squat heavy enough.
Kevin doesn't squat heavy enough, so Kevy's good today. Okay, let's go. Sorry, Kevin. So this is what we use in competition. Just found out that Reese is using a different bench in his competition, but majority rules, majority wins. And this is what we're using in Pro Raw, so this is what we're using today. Okay, something to pay attention to is we're all using the exact same technique, but the way that it presents with each different body type, shape and size, it presents very differently from lifter to lifter. Not just shape and size, also levels of mobility. Okay, so the feet are back, we're up on the balls of the feet. He's pushing his heels downwards towards the ground. So that's going to create pressure here. There's not much of an arch, but that's going to create an arch here. So the arch in the lower back creates an arch in the upper back. The arch in the upper back allows us to pull the shoulder blades back and down. And then simply push the heavy thing off your chest. 2.5 kilo collars, 20 kilo bar. This is everything that you'll see in the competition that we're competing in. It's an Alico bar, Alico power bar, 20 kilograms. 2.5 kilogram collars. These reds are 25, so this is 75 kilograms. Actually, why don't we check out Kevin's technique and let's talk through the arch that we're going to use. And the reason I'd like to use Kevin as the example is he's definitely got the biggest arch out of all of us. And this just comes down to his mobility is the best out of all of us, and it's the best advantage for the bench press. So starting here, let's start slowly. He starts with his head off the bench. The reason why he starts with his head off the bench is so that he can bring his feet back far enough and really wedge him tight into position. From here, he gets up onto the balls of his feet and pushes his heels downwards and maintains that downwards pressure the whole time as he slides into position. Coming under the bar, his eyes are behind the bar. Heels down, shoulder blades back and down towards his back pocket the whole time. He's using a wide comp grip, the maximum legal width, which is index finger on the outer ring of the powerlifting. He held his breath through the entire set. The breath hold is paired with this whole extension movement. The moment you exhale, you can lose maybe a millimeter, not much, but we don't want to lose a millimeter. Okay. So I'm going to do the same thing as Kevin, but you're going to see that I'm not as mobile, but I'm following the exact same steps.
And Beth, a lot of people have been mentioning your belt positioning as well.
Yeah, so
That was a bit slippery.
it's different from between my lifts. So when I use a deadlift, my belt's a lot higher. But either way, on all of my lifts, I use a relatively high belt position. And the reason being, my breathing muscles are my diaphragm. Okay, the diaphragm lines the rib cage, so it's right here. These are the muscles that I'm using to breathe with. And that's where I like to put the belt exactly over the top of. So a lot of people like the belt a little bit lower, and the reason for this is it's in between the pelvis and the ribs. For me, that doesn't feel good. It doesn't offer me the best support. Some people it does, but for me, I feel that this is the most supporting position, is higher up, right over the top, or closer to my diaphragm, which is the exact muscles that I'm using to breathe with. Okay. I'm going to change the rack height. Really? Yeah. Same position. His feet are back, he's up on the balls of his feet, he's pushing his heels down, squeezing his shoulder blades back and down, and he's holding his breath through the whole set. Same thing, starts with his head way back, feet way back, up on the balls of his feet. Slides into position, pushing his heels down, squeezing his shoulder blades back and down. That's just the least mobile out of the lot. No offense, he's got the biggest bench out of the lot as well. So you could argue and say he's got the most strength in this movement, but the least technique. Kevin uses the same belt position as me. He prefers it there as well. These other boys do not. Are you going to use the belt for the bench? Yeah. Do you? Yeah. Actually, Vasa, your belt position, you brought that up a little bit higher.
I'm more higher.
How do you find it? Good. You prefer it? Okay, good. Nice. Can we bring it up? Sorry, bro. How many did you do, Kevin? 3. Okay, I'll do 3 as well. So check out the difference in rack height. Kevy's on 1, which is the lowest setting of all of us. I'm on 2. So Kevy and I have a shorter range of motion to travel. Reese and Vass are both on rack height 5. So they've got much longer arms. So they have to travel a lot further. So technically, that's a disadvantage for a bench press. Long arms and a bench press is not so good. It's actually an advantage for deadlift, so it's usually a trade-off. But something that's a bit of a point to brag about. We're kind of very well-rounded athletes, all of us. So Reese is Australia's best bench presser, but he's also Australia's best deadlifter in that weight class. And squatter. Well, he's got the best total, which is what, 1,032 kilograms? Okay. Hey Vasa, what's your best total? You know, the funny thing, this is the funny thing, so, you know, I coach both of these athletes, and I don't think about each of their totals as they're competing. I think about how we're going to get the most out of each of these performances. And as he's getting the 1,032, I got a message from Vasa giving me one of these. You know, of course, everyone's happy for each other, but at the same time, that I think knocked Vasa down to 5th best in Australia.
6th. I'm not top 5 anymore.
Oh,
Reese took the spot.
because of Reese.
Yeah.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
Bass knows what it's like to lose by 2.5.
I do. Yeah, ouch. Ouch. Take your time. So, this is our favourite wrist wraps. Not really plugging the brand, but technically they are gangster wraps. And the reason why they are our favourite is they're nice soft material, but the way that he wraps it, check it out. We like to clench the fist. Okay, if you have a loose hand, it kind of crushes your hand. So clench the fist, and we go over the joint. So we go up the hand a little bit. Okay, and then we slightly roll it down. A big error that people make is everything is below the wrist joint, so you've still got full movement in the wrist joint. Doesn't make sense. So you've got to cover the wrist joint so that we can protect the wrist from the amount of pressure that we're about to place through it. This much weight, there's not much pressure for Kevin. As it gets heavier, it will be.
How are you feeling after your 360 squat?
I feel okay actually, because I bench press 2 times in a week. But all of us do. We all follow a very similar program. And my squat session is at the start of the week. So my heavy bench press session is at the very end of the week. So that was 5 days ago. So my arms are feeling okay. My first bench press session, my arms are always very sore. So I squat on Monday and then I'll bench press on Tuesday or Wednesday. That's when it's a really painful day. So I decide to have a lighter bench press day then. And then my heavy session, I save it for the Saturday. You like that, right?
don't usually do this much warm.
Yes, bro.
He's gonna be tight by the time he gets to the top set.
Yeah, man.
I love you, buddy, man. Okay, so pay attention to how everyone acts during the sets as well. You got focus lifters, you got quiet lifters, you got relaxed lifters. I have to say, we're all relatively relaxed. Vas is definitely the most relaxed, which I don't think is a good thing. I don't think he realizes it yet because I think he's a lot stronger than the numbers are suggesting. So he'll have a laugh right before the set, which I don't agree with, but he doesn't seem to give a shit. But I do think that it does make a difference. I prefer to be focused. We used to do the whole back slap thing and the angry thing. Not much of that anymore. I'd say Reese is probably the most aggressive of all of us. But with the bench press, you don't get to the back slap or any of those things.
I just like whiskey.
Whiskey. You do the smelling salts, not even that. So a little bit of whiskey.
I like to be focused, man.
But especially for the bench press. For the deadlift, you're quite aggressive.
Yeah, but like before I actually lift, I'm quite calm.
Yeah, right.
So like, yeah.
Vas is definitely the most like relaxed. Kevin's very relaxed as well. He's more quiet in, just by nature, but he's a very relaxed guy. I don't know, I like to think that with the bench press as well, I like to be more focused than aggressive, and I'm not relaxed at all. Come and check this out because I know people are wondering this because I've been asked the question a lot. See the size of these hooks that the bar rolls around in? This makes the difference when we're setting up. So if you see me, when I'm holding the barbell, when people are about to unrack it, Reese is the opposite. Reese likes it at the back here, so he can push that back himself. But most of my lifters prefer it when we push the bar to the front of the rack, so that we can set up like that. So that's what's happening. Because that extra piece of movement, every millimeter makes a difference. That's what she said. That is what she said. As you know, we're going up in 25s. Next one will be 175, and that's the last warm up. And then 200. So, for me, my goal's 5 today. If I don't get 5, I'm going to throw my belt across the room.
Yeah, man. Started my day job at 6 in the morning. Finished this morning at 3:30. Did you sleep? A little bit.
Whenever I see Vasa, everything that he does is far less than ideal. So it's like a lot of people would be intimidated to coach people like this, to be honest with you, because they're so big and strong. And actually, growing up in the personal training industry, I would have very much been intimidated to coach someone stronger than me. But just because he's so brutally strong, doesn't mean he's doing everything right. Sleep, shocking. How many hours sleep did you get?
Oh, I think I've said like 3.
Yeah, so three hours sleep, that's not good. We improved that, we improved his performance. You just saw what he's having for breakfast. Cheeseburgers, fillet of fish, Coke, and fries. That's far less than ideal. Did you see how long it took him to get set up in that bench? The guy's got a lot of strength. He didn't take his time at all. Like, there's a lot of things that we can improve on Vasa, and we're continually refining. Once we nail all of that, hopefully we will one day. Hopefully we will one day. Damn, this guy's got some potential. Where are we up to now? We've got Kevin, 175 kilograms. So imagine Vasa's strength with Kevin's focus and Kevin's technique. Like, that's 300 kilograms plus.
That's an insult to both of us.
I just insulted both of them. I'm making it out like Kevin's not strong and he's just a pure technician, but he's got a lot of strength as well. Like, you can't bench press what he bench presses without strength, but he's definitely the most technical lifter out of the lot.
So focused right now.
See the focus?
Angry. Shoulders back.
This is how it's gonna be. This is what you think of me. It's going down like I told you. This is how it's gonna be. I'll be the last man standing here. I'm not going anywhere. It's going down like I told you. I'll be the last man standing here. What you gonna do? I'm gonna rock you. What you gonna do? I'm gonna rock you. What you gonna do? I'm gonna rock you. I'll have you begging for mercy, begging for mercy. Oh, I'm dangerous. So dangerous. I'm dangerous. So dangerous. I'm the baddest mother up in here, and I'm about to make it clear. It's going down like I told you. I'm the baddest mother up in here. I'm gonna rock you. I'm gonna rock you. I'm gonna rock you. I'll have you begging for mercy, begging for mercy. Oh, I'm dangerous. So dangerous. I'm dangerous. get ready, cause here I come. I'm about to come and get me some. Hot as a smoking gun. So get ready, cause here I come. What you gonna do? I'm gonna rock you. What you gonna do? I'm gonna rock you. What you gonna do? I'm gonna rock you. I'll have you begging for mercy, begging for mercy. Oh. I'm dangerous. So dangerous. I'm dangerous. So dangerous.
So that's our bench press session done. It was a very low volume day in terms of total sets performed. We all did 2 sets each, except Reese, he did 1 set. He stuck to the plan. We all planned on just doing 1 set each. But we all got excited. We did an extra set and we were able to. That's it for now. We might come back later on. I know I'm going to come back later on and do my accessories after lunch. That's the luxury that I have of owning my own gym and having a whole day that I spare for a training session. I like to do my accessory exercises on a second session, but for today, our main work was done. Heaviest to lightest. 10 reps, 2 sets, arguably could have done 11, but if you did 11, I wouldn't have counted anyway, 'cause who the hell does 11 reps? 8 reps, 5 reps, 3 reps, 2 sets. I did 2 sets, you did 2 sets, 1 set. Great day, hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys want to see anything else from either of us, write in the comments below, click like, subscribe. Hope you enjoyed it. See you next time.